Hello there. My name is Sadiq Zahir Baklanian SR. Actually, it's short for American Camel Jack. I am Iranian American. I am infamous and mentally ill and evil. And also, I am a slave. Live on a plantation called Septic Plantation, located in the Jonesboro City, Georgia, U.S. of a B, or maybe U.S. of a C, or could be U.S. of A. I'm not sure, but I know Jonesboro is about 25 minutes drive from downtown Atlanta and about 6 to 7 hours. Humpty Dumpty on a hot Wednesday camel ride. And I know you are wondering why I have this sexalicious collar with bells, with the 1 and the 2, 3, 4, 5 bells around my neck. Well, there is another story. Says, if you catch a wild animal like coyote or fox and put the sexalicious collar like this one around their neck and then send them free, they're not gonna last long and they're gonna die of exhaustion and hunger. No kidding. Oh, that's what I said. America, please work with me. My fellow country woman and countrymen, or my sister and brother from other mother, or all the above, or none of the above. Please, it's a multi-choice. Choose one and choose wisely. I need your help. I need your help to be investigated by Women and Men in Black, aka FBI, to investigate about this collar with bells around my neck for over 4 decades. And then I'm gonna add over 2 decades before I got here. So altogether it's 7 decades. So I have to give you a very, very extreme Reader's Digest version of a story. The other thing, I don't have the education to explain it to you academically, so I have to explain it to you kind of unusual and orthodox with a lot of saucy and salty language. And I know you, America, I know you very well. You love saucy and salty language. Me too. The other thing, when I say America, who I'm talking to, you see, there are 2 types of taxpayers. One type A is you, and then the other one is type G. Type G, they get their salaries paid from tax collected from you, type A. I'm gonna give you a few samples. Who are they? Those type G. President, Vice President, politician, Supreme Court, Justice Department, federal authorities, IRS, and law enforcement. And all of them, they are sworn to not to be under influence of alcohol, narcotic, and corruption. Monday through Friday, from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I said, I am Iranian American. But this is really, it's nothing to do about being Iranian or American. This story is about religious organization and I, mentally ill. This religious organization has 3 parts. Leaders, let's call them Big Daddy. And then they have 2 different kind of member. One is visible, good people, decent people, good members. So we're going to call them GM. The other one, invisible. And they are hiding between different religious and organization. We call them chameleon. This story is about Big Daddy, chameleon, and I. So don't jump on your high horses and your 4-wheel drives and make an assumption until you hear the whole story and all the facts. You know what they say? If you assume you may make it. Look, America, I made an ass of myself so you don't have to. Do you see my generosity, America? Do you see it? The other thing, I throw this four-legged creature, which a human civilization built on their back for over 5,000 years. These magnificent eyes, my best friend, who has a faith and trust in me under double Dutch boss, and I did it for you. So America, next time when you see us, for all humanity, be nice to us and vote for me. In fact, your generosity have been known, so why don't you go ahead and give it a shot and say, hi-yas. How you doing, us? Let me help you with goddamn heavy load off your back. Ooh. Wow. You look good, ass. And you smell good. Oh, what is hot here? Get your ass in us. It's cool inside. Let me treat you to ice cold bubbly champagne and a crystal ball full of fresh barley, and hook you up nice, juicy, organic cucumber. Chewy. Damn you, ass! Damn you! Sorry. I lost it. Well, I'm not a monk. I apologize. No more saucy and salty language. I promise. No, I forgot what I was going to say. Please don't go, please. Stay, please, stay. Give me a second. Just a second. I got it! Breaking news. America, 3 things. They can take your liberty and your life saving by screwing you in the middle of the night when you are in the deep sleep with the lubricating lotion, with the very sweet smell called, if something in your anus, it is your penis. These three things, first is a fascism, second, American oligarchs, these king and queens with the invisible crown. The other thing, organization. This can be in God and greed we trust organization. I teach your grandma how to suck an egg organization. We churn, come to the butter organization. Or we love guns. This bulletproof vest looks good on you. Or can be religious organization. Now, my story is nothing to do with the fascism or American oligarchs. It's something to do with the religious organization. Now, this religious organization, they said, I am shit. Well, I don't dispute that. Look at me! Just look at me! But having said that, whatever is good for goose is good for gander. And I've been as a shit for over 4 decades in the septic plantation. And what's going on in the septic plantation, not only against the city and the county ordinance, against the federal law of this country. No, I'm gonna show you how they run their operation. So let's you and I go back to 1930 in the city of New York, the Big Apple. In 1930, in the city of New York, there were 5 Italian-American mafia families who they had control over workers' union. And they extorted lots of money from big businesses in the city of New York. With some of that money, they bribed some of the police officers, some of the city officials, and some of the politicians in the city of New York. And then they did other crimes like smuggling, robbery, and racketeering. And everyone knows racketeering covers a lot of ground. No, it was another organization, which was totally different than mafia organization. In fact, was a religious organization established in 19th century. And they used to knock on the door to door, recruit members. Let's call these leaders of this religious organization Big Daddy. Big Daddy used to knock on the door to door, recruit members. But Big Daddy had a hard time to recruit members after World War II because of 5 reasons. Because after World War II, people own brand new house, brand new car, brand new refrigerator, and brand new TV. And the 5th reason, because of construction of a brand new interstate highway. Anytime people, they got chance, left that brand new house, sat in that brand new car with the brand new smell, and hit the road on the brand new interstate highway to see what's going on in the different city, in the different state. And now, when they came back, they have to even work harder to pay for vacation, pay for that brand new house mortgage, brand new car loan, and other bills. So when they got home, just they want to grab that hot TV dinner and cold beer and just sit, watch TV show and ball game on TV. So they didn't have no time to stand at their own front door to keep a conversation about religion with the stranger. So meanwhile, Big Daddy kept that old tradition, knock on the door to door recruit member, find another way to recruit members. In fact, he did what those 5 mafia family, they did. You see, those 5 mafia family, they use a connection between workers' union and the big businesses in the city of New York. Big Daddy used the connection between employees of the company and the company itself. And this is how Big Daddy did it. Big Daddy sent 10 of his members. He said, look, I want you to go to this particular company with the 1,000 employee in that particular city and take over the management and start recruiting members from those 1,000 employees. And he told them they need to camouflage between different religion, different community, and different organization. So we'll call them chameleon. So those 10 chameleons, they went to that particular company with 1,000 employees, took over the management, and they started recruiting members from those 1,000 employees. Now, I want you to think of those chameleons as a fisherman. What are the two main things fishermen need to catch fish? One is a fishing rod, the one I have on my wall behind me, and then put the fishing bait on the fishing rod. Now, let's go back to chameleon. What are the two things chameleons they need to recruit members? One is a soft victim, and then the other one, rumors to put on a soft victim. Well, what is soft victim? Soft victim, mentally ill person, comes from very poor family. But why soft victim? Because anything happen, no one give a shit. No one even will raise an eyebrow. You see, cross from soft victim is tough victim. Tough victim, mentally ill, but comes from rich family. Their family, they have influence. If anything happened to tough victim, their family, they're gonna force the law enforcement, and even they're gonna hire their own investigator to investigate what's happened to their loved one. Now, those chameleons, they look for that soft victim first between those 1,000 employees. If they couldn't find that soft victim between those 1,000 employees, they go outside. They find that soft victim. They hire that soft victim, and then they throw that soft victim between those 1,000 employees. Now, the second thing, we need to put rumors on the soft victim. But what type of rumors? Mild rumors or small rumors. But why not to put the strong rumors? Because maybe one of these future members pick up a brick or pick up a big rock and throw it on the soft victim. It's going to be broken bone, blood, and even dead body. You see, they don't want to get the law enforcement authority involved. So they use mild rumors. So instead of throwing a brick, they throw pebbles. And pebbles has a three major psychological effect or three phases. One, it is gaslighting on steroid. The other one is a social coma, and the third is Chinese water torture. Now I go through it fast, short, and sweet. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is a psychological manipulation of someone into questioning their own sanity. In fact, the word gaslighting got into psychology vocabulary since that movie Gaslight made in 1940. And then the second version made 1944. Now there is a poster behind me on the right side. That is 1944 version. It is Gaslight, a story of this newlywed husband and wife. The husband, it is a thief and a murderer. But the wife, she is a decent human being. And she owns a house. And inside of that house, there is something very valuable husband is looking for. So he starts manipulating her, or better, gaslighting her by turning the gaslight fiction. Now, it's a big difference between gaslighting someone mentally ill and gaslighting someone normal. Gaslighting mentally ill is gaslighting on the steroid. So after years of gaslighting and steroid, we go into the second phase, which I call social coma. What is social coma? The soft victim become completely defenseless. And this is the phase which is Big Daddy recruit members with the high volume. To explain that, I will tell you a story about this cheetah mom. And she has 5 cubs. Look behind me. There is a poster. That's her. Anytime this cheetah mom go hunting, she leave her 5 cubs at the den. And even before charging toward groups of gazelle, she look for 4 types of prey: the old, the sick and injured, and the last one, baby gazelle. If she get the old, sick and injured, she kill them right away. But if she catch a baby gazelle, she will bring that baby gazelle alive to the den, and she put that baby gazelle between those 5 cubs. Now, cheetah mom, she knows the baby gazelle will not run because, first, baby gazelle is tired. Second, baby gazelle smells scent, which is different than the baby gazelle's mama, and that is a cheetah's scent. And right there, the baby gazelle goes to the coma. And those 5 cubs, they familiarize themselves with the baby gazelle. And they get the experience. And then they will eat the baby gazelle, of course. Now, after years of in social coma, we're going to go to the 3rd phase, the last phase, and that is Chinese water torture. Now, Chinese water torture, I have to demonstrate the Chinese water torture for you. And I want you to think of those drop of water in the Chinese water torture, same as the pebbles. Now, I got you the prop here. And not only that, I got you volunteer. I cannot believe who is the volunteer. There you go. Oh. Wait a second. I know passion is high. And I know some of you, and especially you, the comic fanatic, you're questioning why I subject Captain America to Chinese water torture. Well, he's not American, he's Chinese. He conceived and born in China. I have his birth certificate with me here. I will show it to you. Take it easy, okay? Made in China. The other thing, he's my grandson toy, so don't make a case. Now, as you see, Captain America laying down, facing the bucket. Now, the bucket here, in the bottom of the bucket, in the middle, there is a hole. If I fill up this bucket with the water, it will drip. It will hit the Captain America's forehead. Let's try it, okay? All right. You see? So this is Chinese water torture. Now, if you see, Captain America has a safety helmet, so he's safe. Captain America, sir, thank you for your service, sir. So if you see drops of water, it will not cut through flesh and blood. It will not break a bone and will not kill the soft victim. But soft victim, after a while, after a long time, it will feel like his head inside of the metal bell, and someone with the heavy hammer banging on that metal bell. And soft victim, they go crazy. And then they kill their family member, and they kill themselves, or they kill a lot of people, and then they kill themselves. And then Big Daddy will tell you, I told you he's evil. I told you. Because God told me because I have a special relation with God. I am the chosen one. If you don't believe me, you see what's happened to the soft victim? It's going to happen to you. After a while, those 10 chameleons, they find out 50 from those 1,000 employees, they throw pebbles on the soft victim. And then they reward them with goodies, such as free airline tickets, hotel rooms, cruise, free appliances, or getting a good deal on the house and a mortgage, getting a good deal on the car and car loan, or job promotion. Now, job promotion is top of the line. And then those 10 chameleons, they tell those 50 employees, look, there is a sugar mama or sugar papa. Love what they did to soft victim. And these are the rewards. They don't say anything about Big Daddy, not now. And Big Daddy gets all those goodies from the company which he has influence. And he's, as a goodies broker, connect all these companies to each other. And it will not cost the Big Daddy a penny. And plus, there is no trace of money. And then they repeat. Anytime they throw pebble on the soft victim, they get goodies. Pebble, goodies. Pebble, goodies. Like a dog. Dog does a trick, you treat the dog. Trick, treat, trick, treat. So repeating itself, it will create a habit, and habit is a brainwashing. But there is a big difference between brainwashing a human being and a dog. You see, dog does not go buy a refrigerator or rent a storage to save those treats. Maybe hide 1 or 2 treats here and there, that's it. But with human being, no, human being, they are greedy. They want more and more. And some of those 50, they are so greedy, they manipulate the soft victims better than the others. And who are the best manipulators? Actors. That's what Big Daddy is looking for actors. And after a while, those 10 chameleons, they find out 20 out of those 50, they are actors. They are a better manipulator. Even they work with them more. And after a while, they find out, if they tell them, look, there is no sugar mama, sugar papa, they're not gonna leave. And then they tell them, look, there is no sugar mama or sugar papa. There is Big Daddy. I want you to look at that tall building. Look at that handsome, tall dude in the balcony waving at you, smiling at you. He is your Big Daddy. But don't you ever rush to go ahead and kiss his ass. No, stay wherever you are. Don't worry about anything. Big Daddy is going to take care of you, take care of your children, even take care of your grandchildren. Now, Big Daddy has 20 new chameleons. The difference, this 20 chameleon and other 10 chameleons, the original 10 chameleons, these 20 chameleons, they are already in their own community, religion, and organization. And they become Big Daddy's ears and eyes. Now you're going to say, well, what's happened to the other 30? Oh, they're going to keep the other 30 employees. They need more time. They need to work on their acting. They need to be a better manipulator. For now, they are just like a Hollywood extras, or you can call them baby chameleon. But they don't say anything to them about Big Daddy. No, they keep that notion. Is a sugar mama or sugar papa? Now, it came another goodies, top of the line, the best. And that was sex. You see, with sex, recruit members. And with the sex, they harass the victim, the soft victim, with the anchoring a baby, with the soft victim, or with his or her children. And from there, they harass the victim. And even some of the soft victim's family member, they become chameleon and baby chameleon. Now, Big Daddy knows those 20 new chameleons, they are ready to go to the different city, different state, and recruit members. So the cycle repeats itself, cycle after cycle, years after years, decade after decade. Big Daddy establish an invisible society hidden here in our society, made of chameleons, which they are actors, but they are really nothing but sons and daughters of the Judas Iscariot. And now, with the year 2024, going to the 2025, with the cellular phone, with the social media, and with the cameras and all this electronic gadget, which you get them dirt cheap, you get them for nothing. And with the baby chameleon, which they are Hollywood extras, everything is working like the Hollywood in California. But with this Hollywood, it is underground and no one notices it. But this Hollywood, exactly, which is underground, exactly make and produce motion picture like the Hollywood in Hollywood, California. And in some of the scene in their motion picture, there is just one person harassing the victim. We call that one single style harassment. Sometimes two people, like husband and wife or couple, harassing the victim. We call that one couple style harassment. Sometimes father with children, mother with children, or father and mother with children and grandparents and grandchildren and uncle and niece and nephews and everyone harassing the victims. We call that one family style harassment. And sometimes people from different religion, different community, and different ethnicities, and different background, and from all over, they harassing the victims. We call that one multi-caste style harassment. And you know which one is a Big Daddy's favorite? It is a family style harassment and multi-caste style harassment. Because with one scene, Big Daddy recruit a lot of members. And when it comes to the members, which is chameleon and baby chameleon, and when it comes to the goodies, which is a goody good, which is a booty call and booty trap, and when it comes to the soft victim, which is, it will disappear in the thin air in the end. All these three, they have one factor, and one factor only. No one can trace it to Big Daddy. But it has to have a soft victims to run. Without soft victim, it will collapse on itself. It will disappear. That's why I said I'm not the only one. They had victims, and they had a lot of victims. Some of these victims destroyed themselves, and some of them, they killed themselves, and some of them, they killed their family members, and then they killed themselves, and some of them, they killed a lot of innocent people, and then they killed themselves. And some of them, even they gave up, and they said, look, I like to be your member. And at the insult to injury, they use them to victimize other victims. Even they victimize their own members. America, you are in the different communities, different religion, different organization, which you believe in liberties, and you believe in the freedom of individuals. And you, non-profit organization, you fighting for the human rights and civil rights, And you, the politicians, whether you are a congresswoman or congressman or senator, or whether you are Democrat, Republic, or Libertarian or Independent, and you, Justice Department, and you, the media, and corporate media, and media world, and you, federal investigators and investigative journalists, both of you been in school, both of you been in the field, and you are in the field. America, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out to hear me out. If there is an organization running and operating, but they are running and operating with the secrecy and with the hidden agenda, but they are operating, but their operation cannot run without soft victims. Just cannot run. Like an oil in the combustion engine, just like an oil, just like an oil. I'm trying to reach to you, America. They had victims, and they had innocent victims, which is victimized by these soft victims. But all these victims, they need you and they need Constitution. But without you, Constitution does not worth the shit. Just it does not worth the shit. I want you to imagine you are between the rock and a hard place. And you know you are walking on the thin ice. And you know you don't have no hope. And then they will tell you, next time when you defecate, you have only two choices to wipe your ass. One is toilet tissue paper. The other one, the paper which Constitution written on. And even though you feel like a cork in the bottle and you don't see the light in the end of the tunnel, still you will use a toilet tissue paper to wipe your ass, because toilet tissue paper, it will clean your ass better, because engineered to clean your ass better. America engineered this Big Daddy and Chameleon. They said I am an evil. I said yes, I was. And then they gaslight people and turn them to mob lynch, including police officers and including employees of real estate company, which I've been working for over 2 decades, and their tenants, commercial and residential, where I purchased material, my own family members, neighbors, and whoever I came to contact with. And all this mob lynching systematically organized and subject of lynching, evil. And then I said, you know what? Let me look around and see if I can find another systematically organized mob lynching, but with a different subject to lynch. And there you go, it was 1865. And subject of lynching is skin color. Yes, I'm talking about Black American. Now in 1860, population of America, 31 million and a half, which 4.5 million Black American, and only 500,000 free, but 4 million were slaves in 15 states, which was Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, North Carolina, Maryland, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, and Texas, which is all this state called South, and then the rest of America called North. And South and North, they were in odd in one important subject, and that was slavery. And in 1860, North told South, look, it's a time to shut down this business of slavery. In fact, 4 states out of those 15 states in South, they agreed, which were Kentucky, Missouri, Maryland, and Delaware. And then those 4 joined North. Now North has a union called Union. And then the rest of those South states withdraw from America, and they called themselves Confederate because they were against the free slavery. And we got Confederate and we got Union. Civil War started April 12, 1861, and ended in April 9, 1865, which Confederate defeated, and in the same year, June 19, 1865, all the slaves free. And in the same year, on December 24, one day before Christmas, defeated Confederate gave birth to the son called KKK. Job of KKK, it is to gaslight poor white Christian, turn them to mob lynch, to put the fear on poor black Christian, which just they've been free for 5 months. And following years, the defeated Confederate gave a birth to second son called PCP, which is Policing Court Prison. Now, these 2 brothers working together, they got the black man between the rock and a hard place. Black man, the breadwinner of the family, fell in the prison. And then the defeated Confederate used them as a rent labor to double dip in slavery, which you call recycling slavery. And now, black woman, she became the breadwinner. And not only that, she's worried about her son, if grow up to be adult human being. Now it's going to be subject by KKK and PCP. And is going to be targeted by these 2 brothers. Now, these 2 brothers, KKK and PCP, they worked together for decades. But after a while, the KKK, their influence decreased in society, but didn't go away. But influence of the PCP increased and took all over America. You know, this Big Daddy and Chameleon, they said, I am against religion. Bullshit. Everyone knows religion, like politics, has a 2 sides, negative side and positive side. Well, what is the negative side here? When KKK brainwash poor white Christian and turn them against poor black Christian, that is negative side of religion. But what is the positive side of religion? When the black woman, they raise their children with love and love of humanity, and they love the children of other children. This intelligent woman, trailblazer of humanity, the black marlin of the sea of obstacle, they kept movement safe from home to the church to the street with human dignity and kept the peace in the society. And if they got chance, they progressed and their children progressed, all professional jobs, and they reached the same levels of others, and even they aimed higher. We've seen their legend as a politician, as a civil rights lawyers, activists, journalist, scientist, doctor, engineer, educator, and entrepreneur. And not only that, their legend in sport and music and entertainment known all over the world. And not only that, their churches, place of worship, were battleground for the human right, for the civil right, and for the social justice. Their voices penetrate through the Congress and pass as a bill and became law which everyone, every color benefits. This woman of faith, not only they believe, but what they did with the belief. This is a positive side of religion. This unsung hero, the Black Marlin of Sea of Obstacles. These are the womankind. They put humanity in ignorant mankind civilization. But it's been like that forever. Anytime this storm of greed with this high wind of hate and thunder of fear would just benefit a few, hit the society and leave the society with the ruined economy and leave people hungry, hopeless, and homeless. And then here comes the womankind, pick up the bits and pieces all together to little bit by little bit get everything back to normal. You American woman, you are every color womankind, and among you every color marlins of Sea of Obstacles. This country built on your strength and strength of your patience. And you've been through this storm of greed so many times over. Are you willing to go further? Are you willing to stop this American oligarchs which they steal in your life saving by putting high prices on all the living essential which you and your children depends on? Are you? I look for the meanings of the two words, intelligent and smart. And what is the difference between them? It wasn't clear. So I made this dialogue cocktail with 4 ingredients: hate, fear, greed, intelligent, and smart, and mix them together. And now, this is the cocktail. Now, you can take this cocktail at the face value, and you can make a faces just like you don't care. It is my dialogue cocktail, and it is my opinion. In one point, child does not choose color of skin, color of hair, color of eyes. Child does not choose born with the illness. Child does not choose born in the loving family or dysfunctional family. Child does not choose born to the religion which they born. Child does not choose born in Tel Aviv or Gaza. Child does not choose born in Islam or in Penhas in Fifth Avenue. But child born. Next point. Everyone is going to take a dirt nap. Some die young. Some, they make it to 60, 70, 80s, even 90, even 100. But that point is certain. You don't believe me? Go to the graveyards and cemetery and ask them. Ask them, see if they give a shit about you. But between the point with child born and the point which everyone take a dirt nap, there is a path, and not everyone on that path. And it does not matter how you make your living. If you are president of the country, or you are a panhandler, or you are a preacher, prostitute, politician, or policewoman, policeman, or pilot woman, pilot man, or you are a postal worker, or pole dancer, or you are a physician or a painter, it does not matter. If you believe when you bring a child, love that child and raise them with the love of humanity, and teach them about loving the children of other children, so they don't fall in the circle of division and destruction. And only having a science and scientists and technology is not enough to maintain the earth. The whole population has to be on the path of humanity. If you believe in that, you are the intelligent one and you are on the path. Though otherwise, you are just smart. It does not matter if you make $1 a day or you make $1 billion a day. And when you are on the path, you are content, you are happy, you are satisfied. On the path, there is no rest area, there is no exit. There is no speed limit. You can go slow as a snail and you can go fast as the speed of light. You pass others, they pass you. In the end, I don't know. I wish I know. I don't know. But I'm not going to listen to those who they said they know. And they bring misery to society by using a negative side of religion and negative side of politics. I will not listen to them. You just keep going. Going. In the end, you will find out. You will be surprised. You will be surprised. Maybe you're going to get you frosty, frozen shit on a stick. Or you're going to get you fairy with the penis and vagina. Just be surprised. It's better what you get in Valentine's Day. What the hell happened to you, America? Just what's happened. Just what's happened. For all humanity, go trading Valentine's Day with April's Fool's Day. And on 14th of February, just call it the Feb Fool Day. And 1st of April, don't call it the Valentine's Day. Call it the Valentine's Night. Go have threesome. Go have foursome. Go have orgies. California style, Florida style, DC style, any style you want. Push come to shove, hire a prostitute and keep the wheels of economy moving. And I know some of you worry about the sin and glory of getting through gates of heaven. Well, that's not a problem. Just get you an empty spray bottle and fill it up with the holy water and spray from head to toe. It will wash off all the sin. You say got no holy water? Okay, all right. Get you empty 1 gallon jar and fill it up with the tap water and go around the holy book 7 times. Not 6 times. Not 8 times. Otherwise it's going to be devil's water. You say you got no holy book. Well, get you any fucking book and write holy on it. And let's get over all the plumbing work. Clear all the pipe. Patch all the holes and caulk all the cracks and polish all the brass. So with a clear mind think, why we have 750,000 homeless on the street in the city? Why careless healthcare so expensive? Where middle class come from? Come from chicken, dinosaur egg, or it comes from filthy rich, or comes from working class? It's possible working class and middle class get together and hire their own lobbyists. What cause of happy trigger policing? Because of a few bad apples in the barrel. Well, how about the rest of good apples in the barrel? Maybe something wrong with the barrel. Maybe, barrel, it is bottomless barrel. And for all humanity, can someone tell me, explain it to me, please, what even means being a poor in the richest country? And why this camel jockey is trying so hard to explain it to you need to be investigated by federal authority, but under your watchful eyes. Why? Born in 1955 in the city of Abadan, Iran, and I was the firstborn child. And at the age 6, with a mutilated mind because of trauma, by another mutilated mind because of his trauma, and he had the physical evidence on his back. I was disconnected from surrounding. I couldn't analyze the relationship. Separated from the humanity, I was socially in coma. My mother, she knew that. She was the intelligent one, and she tried to get me back to be a normal child. But with the sibling popping every 2 years and being a poor family, she sent me in summer to live with the relatives to be a little bit safer. Now, 1950s, 60s, and 70s, where I was, time-wise, place-wise, was no psychologist. And with the fabric of society, this is a man's world. And the men got together to discuss mental health issue when they got together to have a sheep brain delicacy and thanking each other by belching a burp to each other's face and farting away the woman's further away. Now, let's talk about America in 1960, 70, and 50s. Listen to song lyrics, Banana Boat in 1956. Mississippi Goddam in 1963. I Ain't Got No, I Got Life in 1968. Make Me Wanna Holler in 1971, and other songs lyrics. And birth of hip-hop movement in 1973 because of decades of mob lynching, killing, and people, and putting a fear in their mind and their children's mind. And this has happened before a Statue of Liberty and happened after a Statue of Liberty assembled in 1886. 1921, Black Wall Street Massacre in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 1923, Rosewood Massacre in Levy County, Florida. 1955, open casket, child of a mother in Money, Mississippi. And 1963, church bombing, killed 4 girls in Birmingham, Alabama. And other mob lynching, other killing. And now is the year 2024, going to the 2025. Let's check these last 4 decades. Happy Trigger policing, massacre in a school, churches, mosque, synagogue, Sikh temple, concert, club, supermarket, which is done by some individual with the mental illness and some because affected because of negative side of religion and politics. And you, America, you the great one, you couldn't come with a solution. But how I fell through the cracks and no one noticed except Big Daddy and Chameleon. Well, I raised as a goat herder, so I used to count my goats before going to the pasture and count them when they are back from pasture. So I learned how to do math. You know math, you know physics, and you know chemistry, but not so much literature and history. In 1980, I traded in my goats for the camel with no name, owned by this old man. And the old man said, "Go west, young man, go west." And I packed my gear and my camel with no name. I came to the West. Not only that, I came to the West of the West, city known for their angels, angel dust, and Hell's Angels, and beaches and bikini in the West, in the South, living soul, and their delicious stick to the ribs soul food, and tall and slim palm trees, which they move with a wave of rhythm and blues, and their young poets rapping their hearts out, telling their own stories in the South Central, Compton and Watts, and in the East, Chicanos and Chicanos riding lowriders painted so beautiful, cruising the street like a butterfly, and live music of mariachi, and a smell of tasty street taco on the sidewalk. And in the North, hills full of Hollywood movie stars, who they had their own stars. City called Los Angeles, and right there, Iranian chameleon, looked like blood hound dogs with the drooly mouth and opioid eyes were waiting for me. In fact, they introduced me to my wife. And she was, and she is, most extreme victimized victim among my victims. So I started working as a taxi driver. An Iranian chameleon and other chameleon start creating motion pictures and members recruited. End of 80s, Iranian chameleon, they convinced me to move to Atlanta, Georgia, which was Big Daddy major hub. And there I worked as a hotel banquet waiter. Same scenario, motion picture produced and members recruited. In the end of 80s, 90s. In the end of 90s, I decided to go in the business of flipping house. So I started working as a home improvement contractor, but I had a hard time with the clients. So to make sure income coming, I started working as a subcontractor for real estate companies. In fact, one of the chameleon introduced me to the owner of this real estate and property management company, and he was major motion picture producer and lots of members recruited. Now, I've been in this controlled environment for over 4 decades, and Big Daddy and Chameleon, they telling me this is America and America is them. But I know American, they believe in freedom, liberty, freedom of individual. So I purchased a federal flag and put it on the house. And to let them know, first they breaking the federal law. Second, I'm protected by federal law. You see this around my neck, this color with bells, because of my mental illness. It's been around my neck for over 4 decades. But there are people here in America, they having this color with bells around their neck for hundreds of years. And I'm talking about Black American. But Black American built on the foundation of Black American woman, a strong Black American woman, and lots of Marines among them. And they destroyed the walls of controlled environment, brick by brick. And this was around their neck, not because mentally ill, no, because of color of skin. Isn't it that a bitch? Look, America, you got to understand this being around the neck. You got to understand what it means. In 2012, in March of 2012, mother, She was talking to you, America. She was talking to you, America, about her son, who murdered a month earlier in Sanford, Florida. I'm talking about the son with the hoodie. And she said, he is your son. He is my son. She was talking to you face to face, heart to heart, because she knew this system, this systemic injustice system with this law, their law enforcement, some of them, they are Confederate sympathizers. And with that mentality, that old tradition and backward would just regard humanity, they are trying to sweep her son's murder under the rug. The son was raised with the love of humanity. And this mother, she didn't want other mothers to go through what she is going through. This is the black Marlin I'm talking about. 1 year passed, and one day before the verdict of the son murdered, the son with hoodie, 3 black Marlins, they appear from nowhere, and they funded Black Lives Matter. And the world witnessed humankind, mankind, womankind, every color, every religion. And among them, Marlins of every color, they stood with the Black Lives Matter. These 3 founding mothers of the Black Lives Matter not only funded Black Lives Matter, they funded everyone's life matter. And Black Lives Matter, it is an umbrella, it covers all humankind matter. But the name always is going to be Black Lives Matter. And this is history. As you see in my story, I didn't mention no person's name because of my very dark past, very dark. And behind me there are 4 metal objects, which is woman, fish, rabbit, and bird. And all those 4 metal objects are psychological evidence, which is I made them up, but in my life there are lots of psychological evidence, which is I didn't make them up. Others, they made them up. In fact, before these 4 metal objects, I never ever made metal objects. And I made them because of this story. In fact, the woman behind me, which is called Womankind, it was subject of the to practice welding and to get the idea how the womankind is going to look like. And when I finished that one, my ex-wife, she liked it, and then immediately I emailed picture of it to the art gallery dealer from England, and he was on vacation, and he said interesting, and he asked me to contact him after his vacation, which I never did. But these 2 opinions, it was enough for me and convinced me to keep that one as a womankind. Now, if you look at the womankind's body, it's full of scars. I'm talking about lots of scars. And because of lots of the wounds inflicted by the mankind. In fact, one of the mankind was I. And to understand what kind of crime I did against womankind, I will ask Iranian journalists to investigate. My early 20s, I spent 1.5 years in the small village called Qotloq Shah, next to Esfarjan, which is almost 1 hour drive from the big city called Shahrazad in the province of Isfahan. And then from there, go all the way to my birthplace, city of Abadan in Iran, and investigate all my family members and whoever knew or knows me, and get all that information and all the crime I did, and send them immediately to federal authorities. I really appreciate that. Now, I finished The Womankind in November 2019 and started working on the second one, The Fish. And on December 2019, it was a virus outbreak in Wuhan, China. And then 3 months later, the whole world stopped on March 11, 2020. Unfortunately, humanity lost their loved ones, unfortunately. And on April, month later, I finished The Fish, which is called Black Marlin. Now, marlin is a very strong fish. Actually, it's an agile fish. And it does not have enemy except one enemy, and it is mankind. And here, marlin represent a strong women who they are fighting for equality all over the world, and they come in different colors, and they are fighting for justice for all the women in the world. And here is a black marlin. Black marlin represent a strong black American woman and their struggles through slavery, through civil war, and after civil war until now. I mean, it is mind-blowing, the history they have. And 3 months later, I finished The Rabbit on July 2020, which is represent fear. Fear, it is psychological element, which is some of those, a few, they use the fear, and they use a negative side of politics or religion or both, politics and religion, to divide people and turn people against each other, to just enrich themselves with wealth and power. And on September, same year, 2020, I finished The Bird. This is a sandhill crane bird, and sandhill crane bird has a very strong beak, and even they fight bears to defend themselves. And these sandhill crane birds called Mississippi got them in memory of the activist, doctor in humanity, doctor in music, composer, pianist, songwriter, and singer who sang Mississippi Goddamn, who sang, I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. And in the same song she writes, I wish I could be like the bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. This black marlin, she destroyed the walls of control environment brick by brick, and she flew over it and reached the highest sky. The black marlin like her and others, they put me in the right path of humanity, not path of hate, violence, and destruction. And this bird, Mississippi Goddamn, it is in her honor. Now all these metal objects does not have no money value. It means cannot be sold, cannot be bought, cannot be owned by individual. It belongs to you, America, and for most, it belongs to you, Black America. Like a child raised in the loving family, loving parents, loving siblings, lovely dogs and lovely cats. And child pick up a paper, blank paper, and with the crayons, and start drawing about loving family. And family stick that drawing on the fridge. No, that drawing does not have money value. So they cannot sell it to next door neighbor. But it has a loving family memories. Simple as that. Simple. Now, I have a list to do. And it is a long list because this is the list to undo the wrong things I did. But there is one on the top, just in case. As I said, this is my list and my responsibility, but just in case if I don't make it, you make sure, take care of the first one for me. And I promise myself to provide a home for my ex-wife. She was so high and so right, but I was so low and wrong in the different ways. If just take care of that for me. And bury me here with this color with bells, this one, around my neck. So the investigation continue, and other people, they know something, and other victims, they come forward and say something. This is wrong. Don't let them use mentally ill people run their operations. It is wrong. It is immoral. It's against the law, and it's dangerous. I appreciate everyone. To all the soft victims who are aware, and somehow they are aware, or whether by watching this video you became aware, and maybe because of they got so much dirt on you, discourage you coming forward. Look, they got lots of dirt on me, but this is not about us. This is about stopping a massacre in the future. And to the family of the victims who lost a loved one in massacre, you've been through a lot and you're going through a lot. And to other type of victim by this hidden organization, and to everyone loves freedom and in love with the freedom of individualism. Look, I have two hands. Anytime I strike, both palms of my hand against each other, I make one clap, and one clap only. But it will take a lot of hand to make it different. So don't be Johnny come lately, because later it's too late. It's too late. And to the GM good members, good people, I have no quarrel with you. I'm looking for none. And both of us, we know faith can move mountains. But today, we don't need move mountains, boulder neither, rock not even pebbles. Today, we are going to move toward federal investigation. And to everyone got goodies. Job of federal investigator to investigate. They breathe investigating. They're gonna investigate my family members, which I need federal protection. They're gonna investigate the company I've been working for over 2 decades and some of their employees who got goodies and their tenants who they came in contact with me, whether commercial, whether residential. They're gonna investigate. They're gonna go through my phones. And even they're gonna investigate Iranian families, which I revisited in the end of 2020. They're gonna talk to them and they have to disclose information about me and what kind of goodie they got. And they're gonna investigate the neighborhood where I live. Now, the neighborhood I live is a cul-de-sac. In that cul-de-sac, there are 4 houses. And I don't have no one neighbor close to me on the left side, but I have a house in the cul-de-sac next to me on the right side. This house, several years ago, started using radar range. Radar range is the equipment which is used by military, federal authorities, and some of law enforcement to look inside of the building and inside of the house. And not only that, they start using 7 months ago, 6 or 7 months ago, they start using it. High-tech electronic equipment, which is create ultrasonic electromagnetic wave, which is remote control and laser guided. And it is very advanced, and which will damage human body tissue and make the living very unbearable. I have a tissue damage on my feet, on my hand. And they use this one as a weapon. So this technology is being weaponized. Exactly the same story, which is produced by the 60 Minutes and aired on CBS, year 2019, March 2019, which is called Havana Dawn Syndrome. It's the same scenario, but this is in Jonesboro, Georgia, USA. The difference between this Jonesboro Down syndrome and Havana Down syndrome, Jonesboro Down syndrome, federal authority, they're gonna come and find out because it is in the USA. They're gonna find out all those people who they are involved, and they're gonna put the face and they put the name on that face. And they have to disclose all that information, how they use the equipment and what kind of equipment they used, and who they are working for, and how many victims they victimize. Look, everyone got goodies. Now, I don't want to forget one thing to mention. Across from me, there is a neighbor. In their yard, there is a traffic orange cone. That one has been sitting there for a few years. And that is a psychological evidence, which is death threat sign. Like a mafia, they use a dead fish, they leave a dead fish, is a sign of death threat. It's the same things. Some of the houses, vacant houses which I work, they left it, decapitated the animals, or they leave black dry roses, which is a sign of threat. And not only that, they sabotage my van, they sabotage my car. But anyway, to everyone got goodies. When federal authority knock on your door, you are already up to your waist in the quicksand. Let me explain to you what is quicksand scenario. Quicksand scenario, when you are up to your waist in the quicksand, it means no one is going to come visit you. So you cannot screw anyone. No one can screw you. And then you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to go ahead and masturbate. Well, masturbating when you are waist down in the quicksand is impossible. Like it's taking a sandpaper and rubbing it against your genitals. It's painful. It's impossible. So you start thinking about praying. So hopefully someone is going to come and save you. You pray, no one show up. And then you pray harder, still no one show up. And then you pray so hard until someone show up. But in fact, your prayer is so hard you praying, a smoke, black smoke, comes from your behind. The same black smoke when you burn in a rubber tire. And then lots of help arrive. And it's going to be God with a big plate full of ribs, mashed potato, topped with the gravy. And it's going to be Jesus with the brand new sandal just bought yesterday. And it's going to be lots of federal authorities standing around the campfire. Now, the federal authority, beside the handcuff and badge and gun, they have two more extra items. One is a rope, the rope which is you wrestle cow, like a cowboy rope, and branding iron with the letter F in the end. The same thing they use to brand cow with it. And then the federal authority, they put that branding iron with the letter F in the fire. Now, God look at you and then turn to Jesus and tell Jesus why I am here. And Jesus point at you and tell God they took your name in vain. And God said, did you remind them? And Jesus said, just they didn't care. They wouldn't listen. And then God said, well, that's a bitch. And then God looking at you and look at the quicksand and look at the plate full of ribs, mashed potato, topped with the gravy. And then God will tell you, look, my plate is full and I gotta go, but Jesus is here. He will help you. But don't forget, anytime you need me, call me and leave a voicemail. And God split. Now, Jesus looking at you, look at the quicksand and look at the brand new sandals just he bought yesterday. And then Jesus will tell you, look, I don't do sand. I only walk on water. But keep your finger crossed. And Jesus split. Now, federal authority looking at you. You have two choices. One, tell the truth or tell lies. If you tell the truth, federal authority, with that rope they throw that rope around your waist and they get you out. And then they let you go home. Home is sweet home. But if you lie, they throw that rope around your waist. They get you out. And then with the same rope, they tie your hand and your feet together and they take that branding iron with the letter F, which now is red hot, and they put it on your behind. And you smell burning skin and flesh. No, you are federal government property. And then they untie your hand and your feet. And then they put the handcuff on your hand, and you are on your way to federal prison. Look, federal authorities, I am law-abiding citizen. If there is a law to obey by. But what is the law when some of the law enforcement, they are part of this hidden organization? What is the law when I came to your building, FBI building in Atlanta, Georgia, and asked for help. And then I met one of your federal agents in the lobby. And then we moved to elevators lobby, the main elevator lobby, and we got into elevator. And then, I don't know which floor, we got out of the elevator. And then we didn't go to no office. We sat on 2 chairs next to elevator lobby's windows. The reason it is because that particular federal agent didn't want me to get involved with the other federal agent, just in case, to be in the control environment. So we sat there, and I told him, look, there are people, they pushing my buttons, and I need help. That federal agent laughed at me. That federal imposture, that federal agent imposture, pissed on my back and told me it's raining. Same day, I went to that real estate company, talked to the owner, talked to the manager and the assistant manager, and let them know what's happened. And told them, look, you may let me go, but I was back in the work in 2 days. Now, if you have a company, good-sized company with the 9 offices in the different counties, you will consider call the federal authority to find out what's going on. Or you will take my offer and just let me go. But none of that happened. None of this happened. And you federal authorities, anytime massacre happens, you are rushing. You are rushing to talk to people through the press, to let them know you got everything under control. You're trying your best to find out what's happened. And majority of you federal authority, you are a decent human being and you're doing your work. And besides of like a few bad apples, majority of you, you put even your life on the line for the public. You did it already. And sometimes you say you wish you had some information, you could have stopped it. Well, I'm here. What do you want me to do? What you want me to do? You want me to bring the exploded body of the men, woman, and children in the body bag and deliver it to you in your building, to your building in Atlanta, Georgia? That's what you want me to do? So no more habla this and no more habla that. No more habla. What is freedom? What is liberty? If you ask everyone, it's actually, you can look at the meaning of the liberty and freedom in the dictionary or just put it in the search engine. There are a bunch of heavy, fancy words put together. And then you ask individuals, everyone has a definition what is freedom means based off their lifestyle, based off their experience. If you're asking me, I will give you a definition of the freedom based off my experience. What is freedom? Inhaling and exhaling with the peace of mind. And you can take this definition and apply any situation to it. It will define it, like the mother who's holding an infant in one hand and holding a 5 years old child hand who's holding a 3 years old child hand, and they leaving and they fleeing midnight bombardment. No place to go, no place to hide. Or parents who they cannot explain to the child with the cancer. They wish to take their place. They wish to take their pain, but they cannot. They cannot. Or the parents who are leaving the young ones behind, and they cannot explain why they leave them behind. Or the parents who they have to make a choice whether they keep the food in the home, whether they keep the roof on the home. America, the world wants to know if liberty is content of your character or just poetic image rolling your soft, boneless tongue, and then the world will take a dim view of you. Damn it, look at me. Look at me. I'm burning a daylight here. And I've been on the path, and I am on the path. But just saying a sorry is not an option. Got to deliver the content of redemption. And understand, I'm not looking for any praise here, because I'm too flawed for praise. And second, I don't even give a shit about the holy meaning of the praise letter by letter. I am only looking for federal investigation, but under your watchful eyes. Grant me that. Grant me that for what's ever worth to you, your liberty, your humanity, your dignity. If just grant me that. Just grant me that. Otherwise, I will pack my geese and my camel with no name and an eye. Live your civilized society to yourself and move to Chilawan Desert. America, this is your land with all the mountains and all the snow on top, with all the falls and all the rivers and all the sand in the river beds, all are yours. I am only passing through uncivilized misfit, social pariah, camel jockey, America, good night!